Hey everybody, welcome. Good morning, and again, time for my daily Facebook live chat. I keep saying I want to do this at 9 a.m. and it ends up being 9:30 because I have breakfast meetings. But I'm going to try to keep doing these at 9 a.m. or so. But it's plus or minus 30 minutes, so 8:30 to 9:30. I've been doing a daily Facebook live chat because I want to start talking about some of the things that I've been hearing and people asking me questions about stuff about connection, about relationships. We talked last week about social media bullying. This week we're talking about just connection in general. And so the topic today is how do we get from small talk to moving on to other things. Now, this happens all the time. This even happens among friends. I mean, whether you go to a networking event and you're talking to someone and you're talking about, hey, the Jays, won the series, or you talk about, hey, go Raptors, or you talk about the weather or a great event. How do you take that small talk and move to something deeper, more interesting? Similarly, at a party with somebody and you're talking about, just the food. Oh, the food's so delicious, fantastic. How do we get to more deeper topics? Or another one that I struggle with is when I'm with my parenting friends. So whether they're parenting friends, or whether it's a birthday party, or let's say people over for dinner, or whatever, or a barbecue, we talk about our kids for the most part, or we talk about people. Whether there's going on in the in pop culture or something. But how do you get to more deeper topics beyond the surface stuff? And I think that's something that we all struggle with. And I think the first thing I'll let you know is that one is it takes courage. You have to be courageous enough to ask the question, to take it from one part of the small talk to something deeper. So you're talking about the Jays, you're talking about the weather, you're talking about the event, but they say, hey, listen, I have a much more important question. You know what? And then you just, and you put it out there, right? What do you think of the current political climate in the U.S.? What do you think about the current healthcare system in Canada? What do you think about the current budget crisis or political issue or a social issue of the day? But I mean, you got to put it out there, and I know it's a hard thing to do, but that's really the first thing that it takes. Now, that doesn't mean you do it right away. I mean, you have to build a bit of rapport, but I think honestly, within 5 minutes, you can get into some really deep discussions. That's the first thing. The second thing is how you say it. So you have to make sure you say it in a way that people are more willing to embrace it or be willing to acknowledge it. So that one of the things that I do is I throw in a bit of a vulnerability. I'll say, hey, listen, here's something I'm struggling with. I'm struggling with my kid being bullied at school, for example. Have you ever had that problem in your own life or with your own kids? And if so, how do you handle it? I'd love to. Or you throw in a bit of gratitude. I'd love to get your insights on this. I really appreciate your time. I was wondering if you could help me with something. That's the type of stuff that you can do to really start building a network of people who are willing to be part of the conversation and go take it deeper. Now let's move this to a networking event or a professional event. Again, you can set it up, right? So you're with a group of people or even one person. Hey, listen, really great talking to you. I'd love to ask you an important question if you don't mind. And then you go for it. You say, listen, I feel lost in my career. I feel stuck here, or I find it really difficult to leverage these networks to build my business. What are some of your thoughts in terms of doing that? Have you ever had that trouble? And when you do that and you open it up, it's amazing the types of conversations people will have with you. They'll actually want to engage with. They'll actually want to talk to you, and I think that's so important for having deeper conversations, because you could spend 30 minutes talking about surface stuff or small talk and never get to anything. I've literally seen 2-hour conversations that really talked about nothing. And it's actually amazing how long it can go without actually talking about anything below the surface. So it's important to be able to figure out ways to do that. And I think that if you can figure that out, it actually will give you tremendous, tremendous conversations in your lives. And then going back to, with your friends and stuff, we typically talk about people. Right? We don't talk as much about ideas. Now, I find on Facebook we talk about very deep ideas about politics and social issues and whatnot, and people really get into it. And maybe because Facebook allows you to have a very focused conversation about the thing, and you drill down, which is really interesting. Whereas in a public conversation at a network event, someone comes in, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. And all of a sudden, that conversation about that deep philosophical, spiritual, political, social topic, gets distracted. Or you're at a party and all of a sudden squirrel and someone's talking to you, and then next thing you know, you get distracted. But small talk is fine, but you really, really want to spend your time not doing small talk. I mean, small talk is a great introduction. It gets people comfortable. But once they're called, hey, Jay, welcome. And so when you're doing small talk, I love when people join the feed and they comment. That's great. When you're trying to take small talk and move it to the next level, you have to be willing to have the courage to ask the powerful question. You have to figure out a way to take that powerful question and say it in the right way. You have to be willing to share your own vulnerability and your own struggles with whatever it is you're trying to figure out. And again, if you like this post, like it, comment, share it, please comment below. I love the feedback. You have to be able to actually be vulnerable to do that. And then the fourth thing you got to be able to do is you have to be willing to sustain it. So you can't just talk about a deep, dark topic and then it's like, yeah, okay, I'm through talking about this. I'm tired of talking about this. No, you have to really keep going, keep it up, because because what happens is people get distracted, squirrel, and then all of a sudden the conversation's gone for 5 minutes. But having a truly deep 30-minute, 45-minute conversation at a party or a network event, or even among your friends or among your parenting friends, it can be powerful. And you have to. It's hard to sustain it. So you have to keep asking follow-up questions, ask yes and questions, but have the courage to ask those questions and keep the conversation going. And if you can do that, that would be an amazing, and that's how I love to have my conversation. I really ask those powerful questions. That's how I create powerful connection. And the reason why I'm doing all these videos is because I'm thinking about starting my own Power of Connection group, which is all about helping people with their connection with their intimate partners, with their kids, with their parents, with their friends, with their business partners, business network, social networking, you name it. But I want to talk about anything to do with networking, connection, and relationships. And so I'm thinking about starting that group. If you're interested, comment below, let me know. You can join me. If you have questions for future ones, I'm going to do a daily video every day, except maybe on weekends. And then just comment below, let me know what you think, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, so if you have any other questions, let me know. Read the whole feed, throw your comments below, and I'm glad you guys joined me. Thanks so much. Bye.